Hi everybody and welcome back. Today's video is a little bit different. We're going to be talking about Mamamax and the entire case around Mamamax. Because you see, I used to be a pretty huge fan of Mamamax. I think most people were. He did PDF hunting videos, he did all of this sort of crazy stuff, and he had really nice editing in there, reminding me a lot of the Hotline Miami aesthetic. And I used to support him as well. I used to also make a video whenever he got in trouble to, go on and be like, no, don't block this man's video, you corporation. And later I have taken that down after this sort of thing unfolded, because this isn't really drama, this is more in the case of being gross incompetence. Because you see, it has come to light that Mamamax never had any arrests under his belt. This happened about a year ago, after the entire werewolf cult fiasco he had going. He also admitted that he hasn't actually gotten an arrest, which means that all of his videos universally are kind of useless, because not only did he not get an arrest, but by publishing and holding evidence in the way he did, to my understanding, he also sort of invalidated said evidence, meaning that these people, these real predators, can get away scot-free because he stored evidence in the wrong way. Since then, he's gone offline, he's gone off YouTube for a bit, worked with some child protective thing, which is all great. I mean, hell, he's learning kids how to make films. You know what? I support that. Good job. You know what? That's fine. Moving on to what is actually important for today, and that is he wants to come back. And I am all for people changing, I'm all for people growing, I'm all for people sort of changing their perspective on things and being better people and coming back. And that would include Mamamax. However, within the first minute of his video, within the first opening seconds, this is how it starts.
I just want to talk.
Now, the immediate thing they should tell you is that he's gonna take no responsibility for anything that happened, not even the case that was his. And you see, the fact of the matter is, he doesn't take any responsibility. He directly mentioned to Muda and Nicholas the Oreo, who interviewed him back in the day during the actual drama last year when that was a thing. He just didn't understand why he needed to take responsibility. Why it was his responsibility to publish these things, the case that he was working on.
Max is supposed to be the one bringing the story across to everyone. And yes, if in the case that everything is actually... Why is it your job? Because you're the one who's spearheading this.
What? Now, conveniently, Mamamax also mentions how it will be decades before the evidence comes out about this case, and how the survivors will speak up when they're ready to. And that's great. I think that's completely okay. I wonder, however, if the reason they aren't ready to speak up when they clearly were before is because you watched the case. And you see, the thing is, Mamamax has stored these evidences and stuff on a mega folder, which was publicly accessible, because it got shut down. And now you might be wondering, why did it get shut down? Well, according to Mega, it got shut down for reportedly having objectionable content such as child exploitation material, violent extremism, or bestiality. Now, it is interesting that that is the reason why it was shut down. I surely don't hope that it hosted actual child exploitation material or anything else like that, but the fact that it got suspended on a platform like Mega that is notoriously used to share around weird and not okay videos on is sort of weird. Now, obviously, I can't go back and check the Mega folder, nor would I, because honestly, if there is actual child material on there, I don't want to see that. I don't want to subject myself to that. But the fact that this allegedly was stored on there is kind of scary. And if it was, that means you have completely busted up cases as you allow people to just publicly review this material that was in your Mega folder, which means that the material that you stored, the evidence that you stored against these PDF files, was unusable in a court of law, which is incredibly stupid, as this is sort of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put them behind bars, you're supposed to get them away from children, not allow them to go on and hurt other victims. Now, the Max mentions how he wants to start uploading. Again, the real reason why this video exists. Not to take accountability or anything, but because he wants to make money again through YouTube. Which is understandable, fair enough. And I would be all for him coming back if he had learned or grown from any of this. I would say find a new niche, but don't upload this PDF hunting thing anymore. You cannot be trusted within that niche at all under no circumstance. But I understand why you want to come back, and I also think there would be a space for you on YouTube, as Mamamax is a good editor. He is good at creating content that is interesting to watch. However, he has also just tainted himself extremely hard through all of his cases so far, especially with the fact of the matter being that the Charlie video exists. Well, Mamamax, in his own words, can cancel Charlie because he is the freaking PDF hunter man, and I'll just play you the clip.
But I am being the nicest I could be. I could literally cancel you, Charlie. I could literally cancel you. And I choose not to. It's true, though. It's the truth. Like, I'm the friggin' pedo hunter.
Max then proceeds to talk about how this is all misinformation, that it's incredibly hard to find the truth in the year of 2024, which he's absolutely right about. However, in your case, it's not misinformation, it's just people saying things you don't like because they are about you and they are true. And there's sort of a difference between misinformation, and it also has to be said, of course, there's that one part that's kind of funny where you blame it all on like mass hysteria, some sort of psychosis, and like people need to wake up to the truth and the real conversation about how children are being exploited, which I agree is a conversation we absolutely should have. There should absolutely be people to protect children. However, it should not be Max, because Max has already failed multiple cases, and that is kind of worrying to have a person like that on the protecting children team. A person who doesn't know how to store material in a way that it can still be usable in a court of law, and a person who isn't willing to take accountability for his actions or anything like that. I don't think he should be the one leading the charge in this children talk in the future for our children and the platform in general. And then Max says the thing that probably has made the most sense he has ever said.
So yes, absolutely call the police when you have been harmed or your children have been harmed.
Max then has this grandiose mission statement about how he wants to rebuild the systems that allow children to go without justice. And while there are absolutely children who go without justice within our systems, it is far from everybody, and it's a system that in general works fairly well. Or at least it seems so, as Muda rightfully pointed out. The FBI has shut down a fairly big website on the darknet about who hosts these sort of things as well. It's not like there aren't being done anything. And I agree with the fact that a lot of these things can feel like they work too slowly, that they aren't going fast enough, and that they aren't helping the right people. But we also have to remember that Max shouldn't be the one to lead that conversation. I'm sorry, but I have to keep coming back to that point. Because I agree here. I think we should try to get a better system. I think we should always strive to be better as people. However, I don't think Max is the person who should be leading this conversation when he doesn't do the bare minimum research on how to store material, what to do, and how to get into, well, talks with the law enforcement. Like, I don't think you should be the person here to sit and talk. That's the reality about it. And that's also about it for me today. I just wanted to talk about this because it's something that actually kind of hits me, because I used to really like Max and was one of the people who didn't just feel betrayed but kind of fucked in the ass when he came up with his entire I actually haven't gotten an arrest under my belt ever, which is sort of unfortunate. And I just want to say, if you do this sort of investigations about PDF files and all of this hunting, all of this sort of stuff, please make sure whatever material you have is usable in a court of law. Follow the procedures that exist and that I'm sure you can find. I think that should be the bare minimum before you do any investigations on these sort of things, because if you don't, then you risk the criminals getting away. And that is, at the end of the day, the worst out. And if somehow, Max, you end up watching this or whatever, right? And you have gotten here, I just want to say I think there is a way back. I think there is a way back for Max. I think it involves taking full accountability for botching the case, for realizing that you botched the case, and for getting ready to be better than that. I also don't think Max should come back in the PDF hunting sort of community that exists. I don't think he should come back there. I don't think he should come back to anything that has to do with real life crimes, to be honest, at all. I also, and lastly, don't believe that he should come back with this perspective of life as if he's this big savior that he's gonna focus in and change the system single-handedly. I'm all for people having a great perspective on life and attempting to change the world around them. I think that's wonderful. However, I don't believe a person like Max should be having this perspective on something that involves children when the thing he is most known for now is botching up cases involving children material. I think it's kind of a scary thing that he still reviews himself as this sort of messiah, and I think it's something that he'd need to drop as well before coming back. Now, that is it for me. I'm not going to talk about this anymore unless there's some new big thing that comes out. Otherwise, that's just it for me and the Max thing. I just wanted to get my own perspective out there. Anywho, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Sorry for the little bit different upload today. I will be trying some more stuff like this as well as the gaming videos. They aren't going to stop there or anything like that. But I'm going to be trying some more different stuff and trying to differentiate ourselves a little bit here on the channel. With that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all later.